so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live. Woo! And boy, is it fucking good to be back, dude. We're back at it again with the white headset, dude. Let's fucking go. Welcome to the Dropshot, episode number 63B, since I wasn't here for the last episode, also known as maybe, perhaps, episode 64. In case you guys have forgotten, since it's been so fucking long, my name is Casey, also known as Razinon. I am joined, as always, by my good friend, the substitute teacher, Tanner, TTS. Tanner,
what's going on, everybody?
How are you, dude?
Doing good.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm glad to have you back. I was going to say glad to have you back, but I don't know if I am.
You're still undecided? Okay.
Undecided,
well, we'll see how tonight goes.
Yeah, we'll figure that out for sure.
We'll for sure fucking figure it out. So, what's up, boys? Like I said, good to be back. I want to cap this episode off by welcoming, what do we have here? 5 high IQ individuals. Okay, here are I'm going to list the 5 high IQ individuals. Serious change it, and I take it back. Not a high IQ. I hate your name, but we'll continue. Ryan M, Moose God, Michael C, and Logan B. Serious, I was kidding, by the way. Those are our 5 high IQ individuals that I wanted to list this fine evening. And now you might ask, why are they high IQ individuals? Great question. Because they're new patrons. Patreon.com/thedropshot. We just recorded our 3rd of 4 bonus episodes yesterday. Now, we did have some technical difficulties that's going to take me too long to iron out. But I'll fucking do it. I'll do it. And it's going to be a good ep. And that'll be live. If Tanner gives me the fucking file...
I already sent it. I sent it literally hours ago.
That's crazy because you didn't say anything, right? So it's crazy that you sent it and I didn't
You said
know.
Send it, and I sent it. Okay. So maybe you should look.
Well,
you stupid bitch.
We'll for sure keep that in mind. But, okay, so hopefully if that's not fake news and the jury's still out on that...
You are fake news.
Okay. Then that'll be live Friday at noon. In the only time zone, which is Pacific, of course. So yeah, once again, thank you guys for joining the Patreon, patreon.com/thedropshot. New patrons. Face Esquire, also on Saturday, 1,000 offline Bitterinos. So thank you for that. And then Blackbeard7212, too many numbers. Thank you for the sub and the gifted sub. I appreciate that Saturday support. I was busy that evening. We'll get into it.
Let's not say busy, though, yeah? You weren't busy.
Oh, I was busy, dude. I was busy.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind for sure.
Tanner, any announcements for you?
Yeah, I wanted to thank Blackbeard7212 for the offline subby boy. And how do I say, how do I say this word? Do you have any clue?
Moco Choco?
Moco, is it Moco? Okay. Moco Choco. It's a change it for sure. But thanks for the offline sub, dude. I appreciate that.
Hell fucking yeah. Now, of course,
I'm gonna grab my water real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Of course, I was absent on Saturday. We had to call an audible so that we could still have a Saturday episode. Because since the inception of this podcast, we haven't missed a single episode. We have rescheduled a handful of episodes, but we haven't missed one. And I was not about to break that streak. So I told Tanner that I had something come up. We'll get into it. And he was like, "Oh, well, I guess we're just going to cancel." And I said, "No." And he said, "Yes." So then I deployed the might and the power of the Dropshot Discord community. I added everyone, 500 plus members of our Discord, and I said, bombard Tanner and demand he do the podcast without me. And he, under that insane social pressure, he caved, and he did the pod with a special guest, Jake Down. How did you enjoy doing that, Tanner? How nervous were you on a scale of 8 to 10?
I was slightly more nervous than I would be if you weren't here, or if you were here, but like I wasn't really nervous or anything.
Interesting.
I just know that. So listen, you're dumb, right? And you'll cook me for everything. That's what I'm more nervous about. Is I say one word wrong and I'm gonna just hear it from you because you're an idiot. So yeah, okay. I didn't want to do it alone. You forced me to.
I did.
So I said, "Hey, Jake, help me."
Yeah.
And he did.
Well, from the reports I've gotten, right? The reports I've gotten, it seems to have worked out pretty well for you. So, hey, you're welcome for forcing you to do that pod. Did you have fun doing it though?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I had fun playing with Jake. It's nice playing with somebody good.
I'll keep that in mind for sure.
Yeah.
How many dubs did you guys get?
0.
Damn, that's fucking crazy.
I don't know why. We were playing really good. Our first game,
because the game was shit.
Off. We went off first game. Then we had Low Cap join us, and we started doing even worse. So thanks, Low Cap. I think Low Cap's actually the one that brings us down when we play. I don't even think it's you, dude. I think it's Low Cap.
It's possible. Well, it's definitely not me, obviously. But yeah, it's super possible that it's Low Cap. Yeah.
It's got to be it.
I listened to the episode. I thought it was good. You did well. We did a Q&A episode, and we had a lot of questions tailored toward Jake Down, who was very recently a console player. So it was kind of nice to have him on for a lot of reasons, but one of them is because he's got that different perspective that we don't have, because we haven't played on a control. We haven't played fucking Call of Duty on controller for years. So it was cool to have him, and then there were some questions geared toward him, so that was cool. My favorite question that you guys got was, what was your favorite Warzone meta? I thought that was a really good question. So
you're so dumb.
So we'll keep that in mind.
So that was one of the worst questions we've ever received on a Q&A, actually.
Fake news, but we'll keep that in mind. Okay. But yeah,
was there ever an M4 meta? I don't remember that.
Yeah, the Growl wasn't out when Warzone came out, so the M4 was the gun.
I wouldn't call it a meta.
Okay, well, it was, so.
Okay.
I don't care if you don't know what it meta means, so we'll keep that in mind.
All right.
Also, by the way, I'd like to make this announcement publicly. Jake Down. Hey, if we stepped in the octagon,
yikes,
I would finish you in the first round.
That's crazy.
I would darce you so fucking fast your head would spin. Just darce you, dude. Unless you got like private lessons from Sugar Sean O'Malley. It's a choke, a darce choke.
Okay.
It means I would separate him from his consciousness. That's what it means. That's all you need to know. So,
all right.
Anyways,
okay.
So I repudiate the absolute fucking slander that was taking place, specifically in answering that question. So keep that in mind, Jake Down, you dumb bitch. But thank you again for filling in on a serious note. Yeah. The reason I wasn't here, by the way, was because my best friend, I don't know if he's my best friend anymore after doing this to me.
He's dog shit is what he is.
Let me rephrase. Because a guy that I know that I've known for 20 years, 2 days before, so he invites me to a wedding 4 weeks before the wedding. So not enough time. And then 2 weeks before the wedding, his sisters are texting me saying we need to throw him a bachelor party. And I said, no. No, I'm not doing it. This isn't enough time. And I'm incredibly busy running the hottest up-and-coming podcast in gaming, live every Wednesday and Saturday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, twitch.tv/Razinon. And I work a full-time job, and you've given me 2 weeks notice. It's absolutely not happening. They weren't thrilled. Don't care. And then 2 days before the wedding, Michael texts me. That's my friend's name. And he says, hey, do you want to be the best man at my wedding? And I was like, well, I mean, I'm not going to say no. Of course I'm going to be the best man at your wedding. But I'm pissed that you've given me no notice. So in 2 days, I had to go to the Los Angeles Garment District to get a tailored European cut suit or 2. I got 2. Some other dress clothes, 2 Italian leather belts, 2 pairs of Italian leather shoes. It was a huge expenditure.
Must have cost a lot.
It cost an amount of money. So it was just a disaster. And then 2 days notice, I have to fucking write a speech, and then I have to give the speech with basically no practice. Ask me how I did.
How'd you do?
Fantastically. Obviously.
It's the only way you do things, dude.
Dunked on it, dude. I dunked on it. They summoned me. I basically got actually no practice. Because 2 days notice, I had to pack. I had to write the fucking notes for you for the whole episode. I had to write the speech, which took a while. Or the toast, whatever you guys want to call it. And then he wanted us to spend the night at his house the night before. So I fucking packed, got my shit. Gabe drove us over there. Gabriel Saul Perez, Covina, California, Hispanic male, Lyman Avenue. Drove us over there. We spent the night, stayed up too late the night before. And then like the whole next day, we're like driving to the hotel. We're fucking taking pictures, doing all this bullshit. So then I get up there. No practice. None. I practiced exactly once when I was taking a shower in the hotel room. Exactly once.
Okay, hold on. Time out. Okay. When you're saying practice, do you mean like stand in the mirror and like read it out loud or just read it in your head? What are you saying here?
Literally say it out loud.
Okay.
It's not even practicing the speech necessarily because I'm a god. It's memorizing what I've written. That was the only problem. Delivering a speech is not. Listen.
I'll keep that in mind.
But memorizing what I had written was like what I was trying to do. And if you say it out loud, it's easier to remember. So
I didn't practice Ben's speech.
Yeah,
Could
you
also
wrote it down, dude. That's why.
Wait, you didn't write anything down?
Of course not. What am I gonna read off
Jesus
a postcard
Christ.
like I'm a fucking 19-year-old at community college?
Well, usually
absolutely not.
Usually all the dumb females read off their cell phone. So I figured you're doing something dumb like that.
Well, hey,
because you don't know any better. Because you don't attend weddings. You know.
That's a fair point, but nonetheless, I fucking killed it.
Can you read us the speech?
No, absolutely not. I think this intro is already too long, so I'm not going to read you the speech. But I did, of course, I murdered it. Had a great time. It was on a boat. It was like we left the Costa Mesa harbor. We were out to sea, just fucking raging, dude. Shots of everything. All kinds of drinks, cocktails. It was a great time.
How was the food, though?
Great time. The food was good, dude. Chicken piccata, some kind of like potatoes au gratin or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I really don't know what that is. Okay.
Oh my God. What, did you have it in Italy?
No, that's a popular, well-known dish.
Don't answer that.
Everywhere.
Okay. Anyway,
you
whatever.
Stupid bitch.
Yeah, it was good. It was a great time. And then I was very hungover. My voice still is like recovering, so that's why I might sound a little raspy this evening.
Did Mike put a Trump flag on the boat?
No.
Okay.
No. His dad unironically wore a face mask that said "Make America Great Again" on it. I swear to God, dude. I swear to God. It was so fucking funny, dude. I was crying laughing. And by the way, Gabe, dude, Gabe was the star of the show. He was so fucking hammered.
He always is, dude. That's what he does.
He brought the thunder, dude. It was great. It was great.
He is the life of the party whenever he goes somewhere.
Absolutely.
The females love him. The dudes love him. The aunts love him. The mothers love him.
Dude. The grandma loved him too.
The grandmas love him. Ben's grandma, they have, well, we won't go any further than that, but
it's some salacious
Ben's grandma and Gabe have a thing for sure.
Had a little tryst.
Yeah. He's just a life of the party, dude. Gabriel Saul Perez, Covina, California.
Detour to the bar.
Hispanic
bathroom.
male.
Yeah. Yeah, he was great. So, and Michael was glad he was there, obviously. It was fun as fuck. What?
Huh? Did you say what?
I thought you were going to say something. Doesn't matter.
No.
Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, so that's why I wasn't here on Saturday. But Tanner and Jake did a great job. So, yeah, and then last thing we need to talk about. What is that in front of your face?
My extremely expensive monitor. My Diac monitor.
No, your mic.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. I got a new mic. As you can tell, it's really good. See, it cuts out. See, there's no background noise anymore. You guys notice that?
They don't,
Just
by
kidding.
the way. Okay.
Wait, could you really not hear that?
No, I could hear it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the point. So yeah, I got a new XLR mic. Go XLRs are a huge pain in the ass. Would not recommend it. Hey, stick to a USB mic, actually. So, I mean, it sounds pretty good. Is it that much better? I don't know. Nobody said a goddamn thing in chat so far, so nobody's noticed. I don't like it. There's too much background noise. The type of mic I bought is a condenser mic, whereas Raz's mic is a dynamic, so he can cut out background noise a lot better than I can. So basically, I have no control of that. So hey, I'm returning it. I'm getting a new mic. So I'll have a dynamic mic like next week, and the quality should be even better, and my background noise should be fixed. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this. So if it sounds like shit, sorry, deal with it for 2 more days. Don't care.
That's smart, especially if it comes back or if the Shure SM7B gets here in a week.
It's going to get here on like the 21st, it says, which is
Okay.
like Monday.
Yeah.
So
soon.
yeah.
Soon. Nice. Very cool.
But yeah, so that one should be much better.
Very cool, dude. Very cool. So anyways, this is, I think, the longest intro we've ever had. But bear with us. We have a decent amount to talk about, and a lot of this shit is actually super interesting. This isn't going to be the longest, most content-filled episode we've ever had, but a lot of these news items are like really interesting to talk about. So I'm actually really excited for this episode. So yeah, stick around for a second. But first, we got some things going on in chat here. Let's see. Pork Adobo, 1,000 pities. Let's go. Jesus. Pork, welcome back, dude. Pork is another one of those like mullets. He just gives like bits and just doesn't type that much. It's interesting. But welcome back, Pork. I appreciate the ongoing, never-ending support, dude. Thank you, Pork Adobo. Much love, dude. What else you have here? Pritch with the gifty boy. Let's fucking go. Novocaine? Novasine? Novocaine? No vaccine. Oh, no vaccine. Okay, I can't read. But thank you for the gifted sub. No vaccine. Also change it, by the way. Appreciate it, dude. Raynar with the submarino. Let's fucking go. And Ziggy Sour As with the 407 biddies. Jesus, dude. A lot of support. Boys, thank you for sticking with us for that extremely long introduction. And yeah, once again, I'll remind you, it's possible, that my voice is a little raspy, hard for me to shout and stuff. I got Itty at the wedding. It was so fun. I looked so fucking drippy, by the way, dude. Go to my Instagram. I have a couple pictures, but the really good pictures won't be around until the professional photographer, whom I bonded with very strongly, by the way, like gives Michael all the pictures or whatever. He was like a 20, probably 4-year-old dude. And we were just, and he was like, dude, hit your vape this way, blow it this way, and then all 3 of you stand together. Yeah, dude, it's going to look like a movie cover. He was fucking cool, dude.
Yikes.
No. Don't yikes him. Don't yikes him. He was fantastic. And we're going to have some fire fucking photos, dude. It was great. It was great. So the good high quality pictures will be forthcoming. I know you're all waiting for those, so just fucking hang in there. Without further ado, any other announcements? TDS.
Of course not.
Okay, so if you were listening for the jingle, and once again, thank you everyone for your support. I appreciate it. And here it is. All right. So today we have an episode about the game franchise Call of Duty. And we will start, of course, as always, with playlist updates. So almost nothing to talk about with respect to Modern Warfare, but a lot to talk about with respect to Cold War, which is my kind of episode because I'm done with this game. So let's take a gander over yonder. This week in MW and Warzone, new playlists and bundles. Okay. So not really much to say here. More shoot the ship, ground war reinfected, and in Warzone buyback quads. What does that mean? Is this like quads, stimulus quads?
Yes.
Stimulus quads.
Stimulus quads in the game right now, yeah.
So basically what that means is if you die in quads and you had $4,500 on your person, you just automatically redeploy. There's no gulag. And then if you didn't have it, then you can be bought back, and that's it. So that's also in the game. And then there's some weeb bundles, don't care. Another operator, couldn't actually care less, and that's it. And that's it. That's all there is to talk about with MW. No patch notes, no hidden patch notes as far as I can tell. The rest of this episode is going to be about the future. And a lot of this is Cold War shit, and I'm very excited to talk about it. So let's get into it. But first of all, still kind of in the MW arena here. Season 6 of Modern Warfare, Warzone, will start on the 29th. I think the Minnesota Rocker accidentally leaked the date for when Season 6 starts. So they're going to be hosting a 100,000 United States dollars Warzone event featuring professionals and content creators. And in the tweet, it says, celebrate the start of Season 6 starting September 29th, which would imply that Season 6 starts September 29th. What I would expect to see here is that Val, AN Val or whatever it was called. I would expect Val. Keep it in mind. The AA-12. I think there was some other like weapon or map or some shit that was leaked, right? Maybe Night Warzone?
Ooh, maybe.
But I would say almost certainly those two weapons will be coming in Season 6, which will start the 29th. Does this seem like it's a little soon? I feel like Season 5 has gone by faster than any other season.
I feel like it's been going on a decent amount of time, and I'm still not ranked 155 because I haven't played that much. So I think it's just more that.
Interesting.
I don't know. You're just bad at time in general. Well, bad at time frames.
Dude, actually, time goes by faster now because I'm always fucking busy. Especially since we upped the Patreon episode frequency.
Where can people find that?
Patreon.com/the Dropshot. Great question. Which I've conveniently linked in the chat. And then is, of course, also linked in the show notes and the description and the panels.
All right, great.
But how excited are you for Season 6 and those new weapons? Or whatever else we might get?
That answers it. Don't care anymore, actually. At this point, I almost don't care if they put out any updates, truly. Just we're in that stage now where nothing matters. Sure, like make weapon changes, nerf the origin, but there's not much time left in this game at this point.
Yep.
Probably in like, what do we have, 57 days left? Probably in about 37 days, I won't care and I won't want to play this game any longer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we're at. I mean, the origins have been overpowered in Warzone for what, 2 weeks now, 3 weeks, and they haven't done anything. So they just don't care anymore. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
They know the game's ending. People are buying the next one already, so it doesn't really matter what they do.
I wonder how much they've made on sales for pre-sales in Cold War. I wonder if those numbers are out.
Be good to know.
It would be interesting to know for sure. But yeah, I'm exactly the same way, dude. I don't care. I just don't. I mean, I've never been this unexcited about a Call of Duty game. I don't think ever. Like, even when Black Ops 4 was in its final 2 months, I had more fun playing it than I have playing it.
I didn't.
Maybe.
You say that, yeah.
Yeah, maybe
we
not.
should go back and watch some of your BO4 VODs to see how much you actually
We
complained.
certainly fucking could, yeah.
We should. We should just have a Patreon episode reviewing your dumb VODs. How about that?
My VODs? Yeah, well, we could review my level 15 nuke too. So, I mean, we could do that, but
I can't believe you actually got that. It's crazy.
it was pretty nuts. Pretty nuts.
Level
You could,
15. That was your second day ever playing the game, too. That's crazy.
yeah, I had New Frog in my as my clan tag.
Yeah.
Or Noob was my clan tag. By the way, you can find that video on the YouTube channel, which is conveniently linked for you in the chat. Okay, so anyway, yeah, season 6 coming soon. I would expect to see those 2 new weapons. In all seriousness, kind of excited. We're going to be playing this game until the next one comes out, so it'll be cool to get some new shit. I'm just not excited for the AA-12 at all, but I am excited for the Val, AS Val.
Yes.
That'll be interesting. It's almost certainly not going to be good because it's not going to have enough range. It's going to be like an M13, but even more mobile and even less range. That's my guess. That's what it looks like because it's just super high fire rate, super little recoil. So that's, I think, how it's going to perform. Depending
I don't
on
think
the
it'll
mag
have a large
size,
magazine, though. It's going to
Yeah.
be small. Usually in
Yep.
games, that gun has a 10 or 20 round mag, and it blows through it quick. Because usually it's set up more as a marksman rifle. So interesting to see how they're going to do it here.
Yeah, so we'll certainly fucking see. But yeah. So anyway, season 6, September 29th. Mark your calendars or don't. Probably don't.
Yeah. Don't mark anything,
God,
actually.
I hate this game.
Don't do anything.
Just uninstall it. Next little announcement here. Activision files cease and desist letter against another cheat manufacturer. This story made me laugh out loud when I saw it.
Oh, this is a new one? Another manufacturer?
Yes. Now, I was pretty drunk probably when I read it because this was the day. Oh, no, this is the day after the wedding. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
You were so drunk.
It's actually possible. So yeah, we recently reported, we were the ones that brought it to light, obviously, that Blizzard was like suing some cheat manufacturer. And we went over the Discord log of the owner of that cheating site saying they're like done because they don't want to deal with a considerable legal team of Activision Blizzard.
Yeah,
$1
you don't
million
want to fuck
a
with
day
that.
in microtransactions. You absolutely don't want to fuck with that. So now they've done it again. They're back at it again with CX Cheats. Never heard of them because I don't cheat. Anyway, they filed a lawsuit for illegally creating cheats. And now that company, CX Cheats, deleted all of their I'm saying the word cheats too much and it's making me uncomfortable. All of the hacks for MDub and Warzone in compliance with the lawsuit. And I think I saw, a PI, a private investigator, showed up at the residence of the company dude's fucking owner. A PI showed up with a letter and informed him of what Activision knows about their site and the owner's building it or behind it.
Jesus.
That is crazy, dude. That is a crazy step to take, in my opinion. So here's another Discord post from this guy now. It's too long and I'm not going to read it, but it's basically him just bending the knee and he's just done. He doesn't want to deal with it and I don't blame him. Tanner, your thoughts on this?
That's crazy that somebody actually came to his house, dude. I want to know how old these people are because, well, I was going to say he's probably some young, dumb kid, but I guess if he's running like an actual website and cheat business, he's probably not. But
he's probably like our age, dude.
It's probably our age. He's probably been like hacking people's computers since he was like 15, though. That's usually how it is. I mean, it's cool. Obviously, hey, if they're putting in all this effort, there's even more proof. There's no damn anti-cheat.
That's such
and
a
there's
good point.
And there probably isn't one coming for a while. We'll fucking see.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Yeah.
But it's good to see them doing anything to maybe prevent cheaters. Now, I haven't played much Warzone recently, but again, in like last week on Twitter, I've seen a bunch of things like, did Activision unban people? What's going on? The game's filled with cheaters again. So I don't know. It probably realistically isn't doing anything. But I guess it's good to see them making an effort. Because like we already talked about, these people already have the cheats. They're not just going to disappear, right? I mean, I don't know how this stuff works, but these guys that paid for them and download it, they're not just, their cheats aren't gone all of a sudden. It's just they won't be updated anymore is what it is, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing though, dude, so I agreed with that for the first company they sued. But now they're suing a second company. And that might be true. Like if you've downloaded a cheat, it might still work and it's like not going to do that much. But what I think it does do is it disincentivizes all these cheater making companies from creating cheats for Cold War. Because they're like, okay, these guys have sued 2 companies now, including unironically sending a dude to this dude's fucking house. You should be in quarantine, obviously. So Activision Blizzard, illiberal, socially irresponsible MAGA supporters, Trump supporters, of course. Keep that in mind. I'm saying that because that would make Activision so mad if they thought that people thought that they were like super conservative, because every tech company is like ultra left. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But yeah, now that they've sued 2 cheat companies, I feel like for Cold War, a lot of these companies, not just these 2, but other companies that are just watching this are like, dude, I don't want to get involved. I don't want private investigators fucking subpoenaing me and shit or whatever, giving me a file on all of my personal information. So I'm just not going to do it. I actually think this will deter a lot of shit for Cold War, and I think that's a good thing. Is it enough? No. Now, why isn't it enough? Because if you're a cheat manufacturer who lives outside of the United States, then Activision Blizzard has absolutely no recourse. They're not going to send a fucking private investigator to Beijing to deliver a subpoena that has no power because it's a different country.
I hadn't even thought of that, actually. Yeah.
And most cheats come from China. So,
yeah, anyone here ever play H1Z1, you would definitely know that.
Yeah, exactly. I've been told. So
literally ruined the game.
So it's not bad, but it's not going to do enough. It'll help, but it's not going to do enough. And it is clear evidence that there is no anti-cheat coming anytime fucking soon. Exactly like you said. This kind of shit, to sue 2 companies to fucking file and like send subpoenas, I would imagine that's a lot of work. So
if I had to guess though, I think at this point they have to be working on some sort of an anti-cheat. They know it's a big problem in this game. I don't know if they're expecting Cold War to have more sales in this game, because I don't think it will. I don't think it'll end up having more sales than Modern Warfare had, but they know how popular this game is right now, and especially Warzone. And if they're not developing some sort of anti-cheat right now, then there's no hope left, dude. I mean, something has to be in the works, or they're a dog shit company. Like, do you really think they're just still not doing anything and just doing this?
It just depends on the engine, bro. Like, I've been hearing that this is a new engine. I've heard that this is like a semi-new engine that started in 2015. And I've heard that it's an engine from fucking COD 1. So
yeah,
I think it depends on what the actual engine is. Because if it's from 2015, then there's not going to be so much legacy code to where it's going to be like impossible to make anti-cheats. Now, I'm not a programmer. I don't know if what I'm saying is correct, but I would imagine that that's the case. So I think the newer the engine, the more likely it is that they'll develop some kind of anti-cheat.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know.
Fair.
Yeah. It's hard to say. So either way, it's not bad, but probably not enough. That's the overarching point there. So,
yeah.
And now on to Black Ops Cold War. So a couple of new developments have come to light in the last week. So this is not very important, but we'll cover it. Executions and weapon inspection to return in Black Ops Cold War. Almost nothing to say here. I mean, executions are where you melee someone from behind. If you hold the button, you'll do like some cool little dumb animation where you like call a dog and it like eats their throat or some dumb shit like that. And then weapon inspect is where you press a keybind and you can like look at your weapon, your character does. And that's like only for YouTube, like content creators to like make thumbnails out of. So it's, you know, fine. But I mean, I remember when this game came out, I thought the executions were really cool for literally like 4 days. And then I died while doing an execution once, and I said, oh, never doing that again. I'll just shoot him or melee him. Like, executions don't have a place in multiplayer. I'm glad that they don't make you do them. You never have to do it. But the fact that people do it ever is, like, dumb. The novelty wears off so quickly that it's not worth coding into your game, in my opinion. At least not for multiplayer. For campaign, it's cool to have that. Because people want to fucking hit the bong and then pretend like they're fucking Marcus Luttrell. But in multiplayer, hey, stop executing people. You're going to get shot while you do it, and it's dumb.
I like doing it in the Damascus hangout to everybody.
True.
That's my favorite thing.
True. Custom games, yeah.
Yeah. Like you said, though, I mean, you can choose to do it, so there's nothing wrong with that. I enjoy them. I think they're fun. I guess you're just not a fun haver.
I would never guess that you enjoyed doing them. Interesting.
I do.
And then weapon inspect. Any comments?
Yeah, no, I don't care at all. I think I've inspected a weapon in Modern Warfare like 3 times.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe it's good for like videos or screenshots, things like that, showing off your camo, but
yeah, I'm not mad about it. It's fine to have them both. I just don't care that much.
Yeah.
So anyway, now on to something a lot more consequential. And I actually tweeted about this. I'm curious to hear Tanner's thoughts. Damage flinch has been redesigned to not affect aim in Cold War. Now, this dude, Tony Flame, I guess he's been a COD dev for like fucking 15 years. Didn't know that. Just followed him on Twitter. You guys should follow. Excuse me. You guys should follow him because he tweets a lot about this game. At Tony_Flame on Twitter. Change it, by the way.
Jeez.
So
can't say that to a dev, dude. Come
if your last name is Flame, get it legally fucking amended. That is an obscenely bad last name. Don't have a last name of Flame. Okay. Yikes. Anyways, Tony. Hey, Tony. Tony Flame tweeted, quote, damage flinch has been redesigned in Cold War. Flinch is now primarily a feedback mechanism to help you understand you're taking damage without affecting the aim position of your weapon. Your weapon will move with your screen to stay on target. No more flinch headshots. So what I understand this to mean is if your weapon will move with your screen to stay on target. So it sounds like there's going to be screen shake when you get shot, but your weapon is going to stay on target or something. Because how can your weapon's aim not be affected, but also something flinches? Do you understand what I'm saying? What does this mean, Tanner? Help me out.
I think it's just gonna give the effect. It's like gonna be visual recoil that doesn't actually do anything. I think it's gonna give the effect that you're getting shot, obviously, but if you just hold down and keep shooting, you're still gonna keep hitting that guy because your aim didn't actually move.
Okay, your weapon will move with your screen to stay on target.
With your screen, yeah. So it's like your camera angle. It's like your gun's gonna be pointing in the same position, but your camera angle is just gonna, I think, like move slightly up and down or something.
Yeah,
but your reticle isn't really gonna say.
Yes.
So yeah, I think
that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah. So I actually really like that idea. I think because we'll have to see how it actually plays. We should watch some of these old VODs or some of the VODs from the alpha. We may be able to tell actually, but I feel like it's not going to be a bad thing because even that visual effect will probably be enough to screw with a lot of players who aren't like top tier and
Unless
mess
they have
them
aim
up
assist.
either way. Unless they have aim assist, yeah. Good point, yeah.
Yeah.
So, either way, I don't care because I hate getting shot at and flinching. It's almost impossible at times to snipe in Modern Warfare because you get hit with a pistol from 40 meters away and my fucking sight goes 4 feet up, you know? So that's not fun to have in a video game. I get it. I mean, I get it. They're trying to make it more realistic. They're trying to make it harder, but it's just dumb. And I would rather just have no flinch at all. So this already sounds promising, in my opinion.
I'm still conflicted on this. Okay.
Which doesn't make any sense to me because you complain more about flinch than literally any person I've ever met.
Okay,
You're
it's
actually
cancer.
you're actually one of the only people I've ever heard complain about flinch. It's almost something I don't think about. I've never thought about until you complained about it.
Okay.
So you're dumb.
Okay. Well, I complain about it because it fucks me up. But
Get better.
maybe it should fuck me up. So here's the argument. The argument that Tony Flame is making, and he says it in this tweet. No more flinch headshots. Now, flinch headshots are fucking cancer. And this happened a lot more in BO4 than in this game because the time to kill was longer. I would start shooting some dude while he's shooting me with his garbage aim, and then he flinches into my head, and then I'm dead because he got a flinch headshot. That really pisses me off, and I think that that's bad, obviously. However, if you're being shot, I feel like it should be harder to aim than if you're not being shot. Maybe. I'm not sure, dude. I'm not sure. What I think may be a better alternative is to have flinch that goes not straight up. Like, what if you flinch to the left or the right or something instead of up into the head? That might be a good compromise. It might not be, though, because someone on Twitter, like I tweeted about this, and someone was like, the penalty for being shot is that you have less health. So you don't need to also have flinch as an extra penalty.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. Actually, that's a fair point. Maybe that is enough of a penalty when you're being shot. I don't really know. I think overall it's probably better, though, because flinch headshots are cancer. And in this game, the headshot multiplier is a lot higher. So headshots do like 1.4 times the damage as a body shot with any gun. So if you got a flinch headshot in this game, that's a lot of extra damage for one bullet, which would be really cancer. So I think overall it's probably good that flinch is gone. It's just weird. I don't know. But you think it's a good change?
I think it's a good change. I think we'll end up liking it.
Okay. Yeah. I think overall, I think it's probably a good change too. But it's one of those things that I want to try, but we'll see. And also, you don't think snipers are going to... Okay, snipers are already going to be better because the time to kill is slower. And now there's going to be no flinch. That's the biggest thing with snipers is... C. Brown said this in chat. I really feel like no flinch will make snipers OP because that's the only way people miss shots with a sniper. Kind of a fair point. You know?
Yeah. I mean, we already saw a lot of clips from the alpha of dudes like quick scoping too, and they were destroying kids actually with it.
Yeah.
But most of those weren't like average players.
Yeah. Sure.
I don't know. I don't know if the maps are smaller on this game. I wonder if less people will snipe.
Yeah.
Because even like, think about, we used to play 10s all the time. I don't remember running into snipers often at all. Like never to the point where I would complain about it and be like, oh my God, everyone's sniping. This is so annoying.
But it's because the time to kill so fast, bro, in this game. You know?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I hope the snipers are balanced. But no flinch and a bit of a slower time to kill, which we're going to get into. Yeah, we'll see. We'll fucking see. But overall, despite the sniper thing, I think, yeah, it's probably good. So,
yeah.
Next up here, this I'm a big fan of. Cold War. Bullet penetration will be same for weapons of each group. So I will read you this tweet by, once again, Tony Flame. Change it. Bullet penetration will be consistent per weapon in Cold War. While past titles had attachments like FMJ, we found these to be inconsistent and unreadable on the receiving end, which is a great point. Now it is solely class-based. LMGs have more penetration than ARs, which have more penetration than SMGs, period. There's no more FMJ perk. There's no more FMJ attachment. It is just going to be based on the type of weapon you have, which implies like the caliber of bullet. So LMGs are going to be the best at wall banging, followed by ARs, followed by subs. Tanner, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm a big fan of this because, like they're saying, it is. We don't really know how it was in the old games. I mean, when you equipped FMJ, would it be the same bullet penetration on an MP5 versus an LMG? Or would it be less and we just didn't know that? I mean, I think this balances the playing field a lot better. It's also nice. It's good to know that there's going to be some sort of bullet penetration as well. Because in Modern Warfare, there's fucking none.
Yep.
Which makes me so mad. You know, when this game was coming out and they were saying they were taking like the realistic approach, that was one of the things I thought of. I'm like, oh, cool. We'll like easily be able to like shoot through like little wooden walls and things like that and get kills. But the bullet penetration is terrible in this game. And it's not worth running FMJ on any class because you usually need the 5 attachments to make the gun really, really good.
Yeah, 1,000%.
So I think this will be a great change. It'll keep everything more even. And I mean, it makes sense, obviously. A 9mm from an MP5 shouldn't have the same penetration as an assault rifle round.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And it gives yeah. And it's another set of pros and cons. So if you're on a map like firing range, you might want to bust out the LMG because you can wall bang every surface on that map.
Yeah.
But then the downside is you're going to be shit at running and gunning because the LMG has drawbacks. So it's like, it's more pros and cons to weigh, and it might lead to more diversity. And it implies that wall banging will actually be a thing again, which is great. And I like that he said unreadable on the receiving end. True. If you don't know someone's like running FMJ and you just get wall banged to shit, or if you do know it, it's like, God damn it. Was I safe there? Was I not? Do I need to avoid that spot now, or do I only need to avoid it against people running FMJ? Now you don't have to think about it. You just know that you died to a fucking stoner, and then you say, okay, well, LMGs can wallbang there, and then you don't have to think about it anymore. I like it. I like it a lot, dude.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
I'm a huge fan. A huge fucking fan. And all of this shit by tweeted by @Tony_Flame, change it, also implies that these devs have been listening to all the complaints from BO4 and from this game, but a lot of them from BO4 too. And we're going to get into more of those in a second. But yeah, I'm very happy with the direction this game is going so far. Like almost everything I've seen, I like. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Now, real quick, 20 minutes ago, one into chamber with the Submarino. Let's fucking go. Sorry, dude. I was on a roll, but thank you for the subscription, sir. I am honored, humbled, and privileged. Don't forget, boys, it is September. You can subscribe to me for a very low price, so do it.
Or me.
Or Tanner Dropshot. Or patreon.com/the Dropshot. Best value for your $5.
Even better, yeah.
Anyways, any shills? So yeah, that's good for sure. Also, next up here, courtesy of a leaker, the MW2 Ghost. Also change it, by the way. I actually got this from Exclusive Ace's video, but he mentioned that this is the source of the leak. The MW2 Ghost tweeted, some score streaks that have been seen behind closed door for Cold War. In addition to what we saw during the alpha. The minigun, which is interesting. I'm curious to see what minigun means exactly. I have a lot of questions, which we'll get into. Radar jammer, which is a counter spy plane, which is like a counter UAV, basically, I would imagine. The flamethrower. This is a Sledgehammer Games Raven? Who developed World War II? Doesn't matter. Flamethrower. And the sniper's nest, which could be called something else now.
Yeah.
And then Ace also mentioned an advanced spy plane might be coming as well as a dog or multiple dogs as another score streak. And some other specialist weapons might return as score streaks as well, similarly to the War Machine. The War Machine was a specialist weapon in Black Ops 4, which you did not have to earn. You just got it on a timer. Now the War Machine's in the game, but you have to actually earn it. This is exactly what I said about BO4 fucking 2 years ago. These things are dumb, and if you're going to have something as OP as a Tempest, you should have to earn that Tempest. You shouldn't just automatically get it. They've taken note of that.
Was so good.
It was disgusting. They've taken note of that, and now it's actually, you have to earn these things, which is cool. And we already saw that with the War Machine, and others might return as well. So I'm thrilled about that. So Tanner, what are your thoughts on these streaks in addition to what we already knew about?
I'm definitely thrilled as well, because like you're saying, we already saw the War Machine in the alpha, and there's nothing wrong with having streaks like that as long as you're not doing nothing to earn them. So it sounds like they're implementing them the correct way here. I'm wondering if there's going to be a bunch of streak choices, because the fact that we're going to see things like the minigun, War Machine, a flamethrower, and then, you know, airbound streaks like a sniper's nest, you know, like what's it called? Like a precision airstrike type thing. I'm wondering if we're going to see a bunch of different options that we can pick from for like each tier. So that'll be cool. But yeah, it sounds like they're doing it perfectly. I'm a big fan of that, because it's like, okay, cool. I can get War Machine because I say, you know, got 8 kills in a row, 10 kills in a row. Great, I earned that. But I can still die just as easy, we assume, unless your damage value changes from the damage you can take when you have a streak out, which I doubt it, you know?
Yeah,
so it's like,
true.
Sure, I can get 8 kills and earn that War Machine, but I could run around a corner and just get killed before I even fire a round off.
Yes.
So that seems to be balanced well, and I'm a fan of all that. I don't know. I wonder what advanced spy plane would be. Oh, and no, because they're saying counter spy plane. Never mind. So yeah, it's
both.
just
There's 2.
No, but so I was thinking spy plane meant it was like already like a counter UAV, but he says counter spy plane then advanced, so it's probably just an advanced UAV. Okay.
Yes.
And dogs would be a fun streak to have back again.
You think?
Yeah. Well,
I don't like dogs.
maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. They're fun. It would be fun to run, not fun to be killed by, because they're sponges typically. You can fire them, so you can shoot so many rounds into them and they don't die.
And also, if they're coming around, if a dog's chasing you and then you see an enemy, you're 100% dead.
Yeah.
Because you have to kill the dog, but you also have to kill the dude, and it's like, this is so dumb, dude.
Dude, imagine dying one off a nuke.
Oh my god.
To a dog.
Exactly. And sometimes you don't hear them until they're barking midair while they're just cujoing for your fucking throat. And it's another thing that just one-taps you. I don't like dogs at all. I hope they're not in
Maybe
the
I
game.
take that back, yeah. I may take that back.
They are fun to run, though, for sure.
They're fun to run, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know what minigun means. Is this like Reaper Scythe? You just run around with some fucking insane, like, death machine?
It's like a minigun, yeah.
Okay. Hopefully it's well balanced. Let's put it that way.
It won't be.
Counter UAV, cool. Flamethrower. If this is anything like the World War II flamethrower, it's going to be busted. That thing was OP, dude. You could fucking farm with that. I also want to know, if my streaks are minigun, flamethrower, war machine, can I get a nuke using those? Because that's pretty cheesy, if you can. Like, don't set UAV. Like, only set, like, specialist weapons. Get kills with them, and then have that be your nuke.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see.
I don't think that would. But yeah, it's a good thought. I don't think it'd be that way.
I'm not so sure. Maybe. Maybe not. But yeah. 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 Other than that, I pretty much agree. Ace had an interesting question where he said he doesn't know what advanced spy plane means. Because it could mean like the Blackbird, which was like an advanced UAV, but it tracked everyone in real time. It didn't work in 1 second sweeps. So the Blackbird was like, you're updated instantly every nanosecond. So it just always shows where an enemy is and where they're facing at all times for the streak's duration. Whereas like an advanced UAV, like in MDub, it's every second it shows everyone. We don't know what advanced spy plane is going to mean. Which of those things would you prefer?
I think I would prefer... I don't know. I don't think it really matters that much, to be honest. Either way, an advanced UAV of any sort is going to be very good. Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't say having it constant is like overpowered or anything, really. I mean, either way, you're finding with the sweeps, you're finding out where they are very quickly. It doesn't matter that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. Either way, if there's an advanced UAV in the game, which there should be, I'm happy about that.
Yeah. And if there's one on the enemy team, I'm backing out.
So. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, those are interesting revelations. Did you cover this TTK on Saturday?
No. No.
Yeah. So also on September 11th, F's in the chat, we got this video from Exclusive Ace detailing the time to kill averages between 3 games. BO4, MW 2019 Game of the Year Edition, and then the Cold War Alpha. So I'm just going to read you guys the assault rifle values. If you wanted to see the full picture, go to Exclusive Ace, or go to Charlie Intel's Twitter. Go to September 11th. They've screen capped it for you, or just sub to Exclusive Ace on YouTube. Watch the whole video. It's interesting. So for the assault rifles, BO4 time to kill average 355 milliseconds. MW 190 milliseconds, which is a lot faster.
It's way faster.
Yeah. And then Cold War 321 milliseconds, which is 34 milliseconds, 24 milliseconds, 34 milliseconds faster than Black Ops 4, which is not much faster at all, but it is faster. And then we also have the SMG comparison and the LMG comparison, and they are all in about the same range. Tanner, your thoughts?
I think it's perfect. Modern Warfare, the time to kill was way too fast. We've thought that the entire time. BO4, a little bit too slow. But if I were to be closer to, if I had to pick like BO4 versus Modern Warfare, I would definitely take BO4's time to kill. Because it just required so much more skill. I mean, so many things happen that shouldn't with a low time to kill. Like somebody getting a random hip fire deagle shot on you and just killing you, you know? Like things like that don't happen when the time to kill is higher. You have to have so much more skill. You have to have better aim. It's going to be interesting because we didn't have cross-platform in BO4. So I'm wondering if this is going to benefit controllers in multiplayer. Because, you know, if you have to land more shots and they don't miss because they're on a controller, do you think we're going to have a disadvantage?
Dude, that's such a good point. How did I not think of that?
So that could potentially happen, which wouldn't be great. Would not be great.
That would not be great at all. That's such a good point.
Yeah, the time to kill in Modern Warfare is fucking terrible. I hate it.
Yeah.
I haven't liked that since the beginning. I think that was one of the first things I complained about. I was like, dude, why do you die so fast in this shit game? Mm-hmm. So it's sounding perfect. It's right in that sweet spot. It's right around what you were hoping, kind of, maybe a little bit quicker. But you know, you didn't like BO4 exactly. Modern Warfare is way too fast. You wanted it right in the middle. So
yeah,
it's closer to BO4, and I like that.
Yeah. If I had exactly like you said, if I had to pick BO4 or MW, I would definitely pick BO4. So the fact that it's really close to BO4 is better than being really close to MW. And it's still a little faster than BO4, which means snipers and knives and crossbows and fucking slingshots and whatever, harpoons, are going to be a lot less, not a lot less, but a little less OP, which is good.
Harpoons. Okay.
So, javelins. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this overall. You do raise a great point about aim assist, though, that I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner. This is going to give an advantage to aim assist. Is it enough of an advantage? Hard to say. I mean, if we're playing on shipment, I'd rather have fast turn speed and just more control and speed, mainly speed with my reticle for sure. But if the time to kill is also a lot slower now, is that advantage worth it if you don't get aim assist? Because the more shots you need to land, I've said this so many times, the more shots you need to land, the better aim assist is. Because it's just consistent.
Yep.
So that's a good point, dude.
Which, yeah, that's another reason you always say there's an advantage in Warzone. Because the distance that it picks up and locks on, and also the fact it takes more shots.
Yeah.
And we see that all the time in Warzone.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's, yeah. So that's an interesting question. I'm curious to see. I actually don't know. I couldn't tell you.
You don't know now? Now you're pissed?
No, I'm not pissed. Even if it is an advantage to aim assist, it's not going to be huge. And I would still prefer it to MW. So at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. But it is an interesting thing to think about. So that's a great point for sure. Oh, also, by the way, I don't think we talked about this. I'm not 100% sure. You guys, it was a 4-hour podcast, so forgive me. Map voting is back in the game. Did we talk about this?
I don't think we did. I think this came out like right after our pod ended, and you had said that we had both said that map voting absolutely won't be in the game because of skill-based matchmaking.
Yeah, you're right. We did say that.
Because I remember people like tagging us and shit, and you'd be like, "Oh, you guys were wrong," and I was like, "Yay! Actually, that's fantastic."
Yeah. So do you feel? So yeah, basically, some dude had a screenshot where there was a map pick like screen. So it's basically confirmed. They wouldn't code that in. Yeah. So with that said, do you think that this has any? Do you think this is evidence that there is less skill-based matchmaking, no skill-based matchmaking, or the same skill-based matchmaking?
I don't know, dude. There's no way Activision would just drop it all together. I mean, they've seen how successful they've been this year, how much money they've made, how many people play the game still. So, I don't know, dude. There's no way it's gone, but it's just so much harder. I guess it's not. Maybe we're just thinking about it all wrong. I mean, if you get a party that's around the same skill level, fuck.
It could be the case, dude, that after every match, the lobby still disbands. But what happens is, so you play a game, you load into a match, you load into a lobby, and then once everyone's in, a map vote screen comes up. You vote on the map, you play the game ends, it breaks up the lobby, and then it finds you a new lobby based on your new skill-based bracket, and then the map vote screen comes up again. That's possible, right?
It's certainly fucking possible, but also, I mean, the thing with lobbies are, so let's say they take like your last 5 games average to do skill-based matchmaking, right? If you're in the same lobby, by like the 5th game, I would say 80% of those players have already left and are like searching for a new lobby for some reason. Like they rage, they get to a map they don't want to play, their friend got online, they want to play a different game mode. So they're gone anyways, you know? And then when they leave, it's just loading somebody else in that has a similar KD as everyone else in the lobby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, another thought that I'm kind of thinking out loud here. Is it possible, were these servers like private matches or something? Is it possible it's only giving you a map vote because it's like a private server lobby or something? I don't know. Probably not, but it's just something to consider too.
It is something to consider. I agree with you. Yeah, it's probably not, but that is an interesting thought, because maybe for the alpha, since there's only like 24 people online or some shit, it's possible. I find that unlikely as well, though.
We'll figure it out this weekend.
We might figure it out this weekend. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, though. I don't think this actually has any... I think skill-based matchmaking is still going to be just as strong. And I don't know if lobbies are going to stay together. I still think lobbies won't stay together. I think it's just going to be a lobby is formed new every time, and then before the match starts, but after the lobby is formed, it gives you a map vote screen. You vote, you play, and then it disbands it, repeat. That's my guess, because that's the cleanest way to make skill-based matchmaking work while allowing map voting. So that's my suspicion. I do not see skill-based matchmaking going away. Like, I just don't see it.
No. And no, I mean, they've probably put a ton of thought and time into this. They know it's benefiting more people than it's harming, is what their mindset is. So
that's what
they're not just going to take it out. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. So either way, though, map voting's good, right? We're happy about that.
Oh, it is fucking fantastic.
I wish there was map voting in Ground War so I could never play Promenade again.
I wish there was map voting in Modern Warfare, period.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we got to play so many maps that we liked in BO4 because of map voting.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. And hey, if we didn't like the map, we'd just be like, okay, we'll just leave, try to find another lobby.
Mm-hmm. And it's purely democratic. Like, there's no downside.
And that's, sorry, that was a big topic when this game launched, is everyone was like, okay, sure, you don't want to put map voting in, that's fine. But we're already seeing when Piccadilly comes up, 75% of the lobby leaves. So just add in map voting, you know?
Yes.
It's going to keep the lobbies together. There's going to be less matchmaking happening because you're keeping the lobbies together.
Which will be better server performance and all that.
Yeah,
That's
which is less load on the server, etc.
Yeah.
So
great point.
All around, it seems way better.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. I hadn't thought about that. Piccadilly is such a good example, too, because even the devs don't want to play it, of this fucking very game. I still can't believe that stream clip. That's so goddamn funny.
It's Piccadilly?
Yeah.
Backs out.
Yeah.
So funny.
So now the next news item here we have to go over. I have some thoughts on this. Now, obviously, the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast, the hottest up-and-coming podcast in gaming. Fantastic idea. So Charlie Intel watches this podcast, obviously. And in light of that, they are trying to steal our thunder.
Yeah.
And they had the first episode of their podcast, apparently, which I've subscribed to on YouTube, like 2 days ago. And
I didn't even know that. Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know it either until they tweeted about it. So I haven't listened to the episode yet. I'm going to, though. I'm sure it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to listen to that.
It's called the Charlie Intel Podcast. Change it.
It's dog shit, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like one word, the Charlie Intel Podcast. At least do Charlie Space Intel. Doesn't matter. But in this podcast episode, apparently, which again, I didn't listen to. I'm going to, but I didn't yet. But they tweeted just some information they got from it, which is that a Call of Duty studio head, or all the studio heads of Call of Duty, poor phrasing, refused to reveal what engine Warzone will run on during Black Ops Cold War. Now, you guys can watch the episode for the context. I haven't watched it. But basically, when they were talking to whoever the fuck they were talking to during the alpha around that time, they refused to talk about what engine Warzone will run on during Cold War. Hey, that's interesting, isn't it? That's
super interesting.
That's interesting. What are your thoughts, Tanner?
Well, it's because they know it's running on the same exact engine as Modern Warfare, and that nothing's going to change with anything on Modern Warfare other than on Warzone, other than we'll get a new map and some new guns added in from Cold War, but it's going to be the same movement as Modern Warfare. And I think they're just not admitting that. That's my opinion. I
tend to agree. Now, I've been saying this for fucking 2 months now, I think. As have you, which is basically that Warzone's not really going to change. If it's going to change, it'll change completely, and it'll be entirely Black Ops, Cold War, perks, movement, etc. Or it will be none of those, and it will be entirely MW, movement, perks, etc. Now, since that time, I know someone made a YouTube video saying the same thing, that Warzone will just be Modern Warfare Warzone, but they're going to add in Cold War weapons and shit. This was from Jack Frags, I believe. This video came out 2 days after I said this on this very fucking podcast. Go watch the fucking video. Look at the timestamps. Now, I'm not sunning Jack Frags. I'm not sunning him. I could be, but I'm not. But I'm just saying he agrees with me on what's going to happen here. And it's interesting to me that the devs at Call of Duty refuse to answer this question. I could be wrong. Jack Frags, incredibly successful YouTuber, could be wrong. It's possible, but it would be in line with our theory that they don't want to talk about it because they're embarrassed that they said Warzone will be some fucking new game and it actually won't be. I don't know. They refuse to talk about it. That's all the information, that concrete information that we have for you. So you can draw your own fucking conclusions from that. But it would make sense if I was 100% correct. Those things would be congruent. So that's all I'm saying. So any other thoughts on this, Tanner?
No, I agree with you.
Okay. Now, also, this was breaking news a couple hours ago, actually. Black Ops Cold War Open Alpha for PlayStation 4 only was announced, and it is going to start September 18th, which is this Friday, actually, and it will end on the 20th, which is Sunday. I think I have specific details for you here. The Open Alpha will be available for PS4 players regardless of whether or not they pre-ordered the game. I reworded that for you, Charlie. Higher, better riders. It's open to all players on PS4, and no PlayStation Plus is required either. So you don't need to commit to a goddamn thing. If you own a PS4, you can play this Open Alpha. It starts at 10 a.m. in the correct time zone, which is Pacific, and will conclude on the 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific as well. That's
early to conclude it. What the hell?
Pretty weird.
10 in the morning.
Exactly 48 hours, which is interesting. So basically that's that. PlayStation exclusive. Pretty interesting. Tanner, what are your thoughts?
I mean, that's cool. It's going to be nice to see some more gameplay from like average players. It'll be interesting to see, especially how the streaks are going to work with players who aren't like content creators and shit, you know, like how often these people are actually going to earn streaks. So that'll be fun to see. Yeah, we're going to go out and buy some PS4s tomorrow just so we can play this for you guys. Just kidding. Don't fucking care. It's an alpha that lasts 48 hours and I'm working 2 of those days. So I won't be able to play it. I don't care. Betas and alphas, they're boring after a couple hours. But yeah, I mean, I'll definitely watch some streams of it, see how everything goes. I they needed to do something for Sony after dropping them from the Call of Duty League, which we'll get into.
Oh, we will?
Give them something. Well, you have it written down.
I do? Okay. If I have it written down, then we will. I didn't.
Yeah, it's literally the next one.
Oh, okay.
Well, they didn't drop them, but anyways, yeah, so that's cool. That's the biggest thing for me, I think, is it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice to see how it plays for the average person. I would love to see how the streaks are going to work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's about it.
Call back in real quick. Your camera froze.
Okay.
And make sure you are muted.
Got
as
it.
Fuck. All right, cool. Yeah, so the first thing I thought when I read this was, I've never heard of an open alpha in my life. It's weird.
Well, H1Z1 was an alpha for 3 years.
Yeah, true.
There's actually a lot of games that do that. Fortnite was considered an alpha for a long time. I think too many developers use that term way too loosely now. I mean, it used to, yeah, alphas were, nobody played an alpha. It was the devs.
Yeah.
And then betas, people played. Mm-hmm. But now it's like every game when it first comes out, so, oh, it's in the alpha stage. Just because if their game is shit, they can say, oh, it's in an alpha state. Relax.
That's a good point. True.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
A ton of games do that now. But,
yeah.
But it's cool they're not like locking it behind anything. I mean, you just have to own a PlayStation. They're not locking it behind the PlayStation Plus. None of that. It's just, hey, you own a PlayStation, load up, try the game.
Yeah, and by the way, since there's obviously no discs, you can start preloading the open alpha on Thursday the 17th, and it'll be 25 gigs. So by the way, spoiler alert, if it's only 25 gigs, that sounds like 2 to 3 maps max.
Yeah.
So, but that's what you should expect. Yeah, so first of all, I also don't really care. Betas are boring, even if it's a 10 out of 10 game. Alphas are boring, probably, even if it's a 10 out of 10 game. It's only 2 days. Whatever. But, so I'm not mad that I don't get to play it, because I'm not a console peasant. I'm an adult. But also, I am excited to see all the content, like all the YouTube shit. Because there's almost certainly going to be more information we're going to get from this. They might add in a couple new streaks. They might add in map voting, like you said. They might add in some new weapons, some new perks. They might test some new equipment, field upgrades. So we'll learn a little bit more, almost certainly, and that'll be cool. That'll be fun and exciting. But yeah, I don't feel like I'm missing out at all, because I just don't, like you, for every reason you just said, I just don't care about an alpha. But yeah, for you PS4 players, absolutely play it. Absolutely play it. So.
Yes, sir.
Another very exciting announcement with a lot of implications, dude. This was actually shocking to me. Tanner, I think you guys were talking about this on fucking... You guys were talking about this literally the 14th. Yeah. Literally 2 days before you and Jake were talking about this. And then this article comes out 2 days later. COD League 2021 season platform will be the PC. With a controller. There you go. You read my mind.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
So COD 2021 will be played on PC with controller. Very fucking interesting, actually. So yeah, not really much else to say beyond that headline. I don't think there's any other information on here. But players are required to use controllers. Mouse and keyboard will not be allowed, but you're also required to play on a PC. Now, this isn't that crazy because, once again, a console is a computer. Now they're just making you actually play on a competent machine, which is cool because exactly like Tanner and Jake said before this article came out, even if you guys even said, even if it's on controller but PC.
Well, because that's what I expected. Yeah.
You guys even said that. That's actually crazy that you guys like totally Nostradamus this. Read a book. Even if it was still on controller, if it was played on PC, you'd get to watch a wider field of view, which means there's more action going on. It looks like you move faster, so it's a better spectator sport. You get higher refresh rate, higher frames, so it looks cleaner. These guys are fucking 19-year-old, like, multi-millionaires, so their PCs are going to be dumb. So they're going to have 360 hertz Acer monitors.
They play competitive
with 3090 Ti SLIs. Yeah, well, okay. They do better than we do, so.
That's for sure, yeah. Patreon.com/the Dropshot.
Patreon.com/the Dropshot. But yeah, it'll be a good spectator sport. So yeah, Tanner, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm already guaranteeing that I'm gonna watch it just because it switched to PC. It's honestly mostly the field of view. I can't do it. If you play on console, you don't know any better. I'm not faulting you, but if you've played on a PC for more than 30 minutes, you'll be like, holy shit, this is so much more smooth. This field of view, it makes the game look so much quicker. It's easier to see things. It's just all around better. So it's going to be so much more fun to watch. Unless they do something dumb in the playback when they're spectating, like they have the field of view set low. You know, they could do something dumb like that. We don't know. But this is a fantastic step. And I don't remember exactly what I said in the episode of Jake, because, hey, we talk a lot here on the Dropshot. We say a lot of things. But I believe I said something about like 5 years from now. But I think I was referring to 5 years from now. I thought it would be played PC, keyboard, and mouse. Yeah. So I will tell you this. I did not expect the switch to happen right now. Not at all. Mm-hmm. But that's a great change. You can tell, by the way, all the pros already knew this, because none of them like tweeted out and like were shocked when this happened. Like,
interesting. After
that came out, some of the big PC builders started like posting their pictures saying, oh, like building a PC for this pro, for the CDL or for the COD League this year, blah blah. Nobody was ever like, dude, what the fuck? This is bullshit. So these guys have probably known for a couple weeks. And they all wanted it too, I'm sure. I mean, I saw a couple of them specifically saying like, I'm so glad they finally switched this to PC. Like, this is going to be so much better for the players and the viewers both. And another thing that's good to note is you can use any league approved controller. So you can use a PS4 controller, you can use an Xbox One controller, you can use an Xbox 360 controller, which a lot of the pros are big fans of. So it's going to be kind of funny. They're going to be playing on this $4,000 PC using a wired Xbox 360 controller probably. So that'll be it's going to be cool to see, because like I wonder if these companies now like Scuf are going to go back in time and make like a Xbox 360 design controller with like the extra paddles and everything for these console pros now.
Wow.
So yeah, that's kind of cool too.
That's super cool. I didn't know that detail.
I love this change. I still think it'll switch to keyboard and mouse at some point. But like I said, that's probably more like 5 years out.
Yeah, we were talking about this.
Which is more competitive. It's more competitive on keyboard and mouse.
Dude. Okay, yeah, Tanner and I were talking about this when this came out in the Fire Instagram DMs. And Tanner said, I think this is like them starting the transition back to keyboard and mouse, like the good old days. And what I said was maybe not, and here's why. The financial incentive for keeping it as controller allows all the 15-year-olds who buy Call of Duty, who play 9 hours a day, to continue to invest in buying each game, in buying COD points, in playing all the time, because they are operating under the delusion that they're going to be a pro someday. So I think the fact that it's on controller drives a lot of sales for that reason. However, if it did switch to keyboard and mouse, there's also a financial incentive there, because if it was keyboard and mouse, this would be such a better spectator sport. And eyeballs on your competitions, on your events, directly translates to money. Because the more viewers you pull, the more money you can charge advertisers to advertise on your event. And I guarantee you that if they switch to keyboard and mouse, you would get far more viewers. Now, a lot of you listening are fucking malding right now. That's mad and balding. That's a Twitch term, by the way. Malding. Look it up.
Is that a new Twitch term, or is that an old
It's
school
relatively new. No, it's relatively new. Like probably 6 months old. So a lot of you are malding right now. You're mad and balding. You're malding because you disagree with me because you've actually never watched someone play on keyboard and mouse. So I will say this for the 40th time. Twitch.tv/Seritron. Twitch.tv/TheGamingDefinitionTV. Twitch.tv/Nate Gibson. I can name more. Twitch.tv/ERA7E. Twitch.tv/MP Control Ward. Go to any of these streams, watch for 10 minutes, and you're going to say, oh, you're right. This is more fun to watch. Because the aim is disgusting, way fucking faster because they have a mouse. They can turn their reticle as quickly as they want. And it's just way better spectator sport. Now, I'm going to come just thinking about a Call of Duty league where every team is 22-year-old Adderall snorting albino kids who play 16 hours a day, who have like broken records on Kovacs, just peeking corners and just snapping to each other like absolute god kings. That would be so fun to watch. And I promise you, the spectator aspect, they would get more money from if they switched to keyboard and mouse. So I don't know which of those two factors, the delusional 15-year-olds or the spectator sport getting better, I don't know which of them is a greater financial incentive, but I think they're going to look into that and determine which one it is. And whatever's going to bring Activision the most money is the way they're going to go. So if they determine that keyboard and mouse being in competitive will get them more money, we will see it. And if not, we won't see it. Where do you think the balance lies in that? Is my assessment correct, you think?
I don't know, dude. I mean, what you're saying, it definitely makes sense. It's going to be weird to see, though, because, it's like these kids coming up to like playing on console that can't afford a PC. It's like they're still playing it on a controller anyway. So these guys don't necessarily like need a PC at the start of it, because they can just get used to playing on a controller on a console and switching over to PC. But I don't know, dude. It's hard to say. I think what you're saying basically makes sense. Another thing to note is, remember what I was telling you last night is one of the CEOs of NRG, his name is Hex. He was the founder, like the original founder of Optic Gaming. He believes, and keep in mind, he definitely has insider information on what the league is leaning towards. He believes that by next year, they'll allow keyboard and mouse and controller, so you can play on whatever input you want. Which would also, the timing would be great, because next year is when the league expansion is supposed to happen, which they're adding. God, how many teams was it?
Ooh.
I want to say it's 12, but that sounds like way too many.
They're adding
that's like an
4 to 8 to make 12.
That's what it is. Yeah, because like 12, that's way too many. Yeah. So, but still, like that's not a lot of players. And what I'm hoping ends up happening, and this is another thing that you see. So like in CSGO, I don't know if you know anything about CSGO, but have you heard of like ESL, ESEA? Have you heard of those websites?
ESL I've heard of, not the other one.
So like ESEA, it's basically a website where you can go on, you like find matches, like competitive matches. You like report your wins, losses, and everything. You get put in ranked. So then you'll rank up tiers. I don't know if you can make money in ESEA. I haven't played CSGO in a long time, but there's a lot of people thinking as well that that's going to come to COD next year, because with the Pro League being played on PC, people are speculating that there's going to be like ESEA tournaments and shit that you're going to be able to enter if you're on keyboard and mouse, but it's still going to be like amateur, basically. Like you're just entering this, like anybody can enter it. Like you could be dog shit, but you're going to get destroyed, obviously, you know? So that's going to be very fun to see too. I think this is going to bring a lot to the table, and I think it's really going to benefit the COD League and competitive in general.
Dude, you know what would be, if that's true, that they allow both inputs.
Mm-hmm.
I have two questions. I have one question, but first, one fantasy. My fantasy is they add 4 teams to the existing 8 to make 12. 3 of those teams is all controller players. The existing 8 teams remain all controller players. And then there's 1 team of all keyboard and mouse players, and they just rapaciously curb stomp every team and like sweep the number 2 in the finals. And then I can finally assert my dominance as a part of the keyboard and mouse PC master race. Now, don't think that would happen. But if they did allow 2 inputs, do you think teams will be all keyboard and mouse? Wow. Versus all controller? Or do you think each team would have a mix of both inputs on their roster? And for CDL, what do you think's better? Aim assist or keyboard and mouse?
I mean, for me personally, keyboard and mouse. And we saw this in our Damascus hangout, like, because I don't play multiplayer much, so that's when I really notice it. In our Patreon hangout, I could slide by and turn around and kill the guys that were on controller, and I would immediately know they were on controller because they physically couldn't turn fast enough. I mean, you probably could if you were playing on 2020 cents, but most people don't, because that's probably hard to get to. Like, I know Jake plays on that, or played on it, I mean, but most people aren't doing that. So it would just be so fun. I saw even TGD was pissed, and he tweeted out something. He's like, this is bullshit. They're moving to PC, but still not allowing keyboard and mouse. Like, I was really hoping to get in the competitive scene. So, like, just imagine how much more exciting that would be. Like, seeing guys like him playing competitive. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
For real.
I would buy jerseys. I would go to the live events. Are you kidding me? I would love that, dude.
I would be balls deep in CDL if it was K-Bam, dude. It would be so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope it eventually comes to that.
I hope the mix would make me yikes, because it's impossible to balance. Because, like, if aim assist is really strong, then controller's better. If it's too weak, then obviously keyboard and mouse is better. It's like impossible to actually balance that. I'd rather a league be all controller or all keyboard and mouse. But if they did do a transition, it would be really fun to see like which input does better.
And so we've said it. Keyboard and mouse better on multiplayer. I think controller is better on Warzone.
Agreed.
Those are our thoughts.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And that varies by game too. Like Hyperscape, controller is just way better. Apparently, the aim assist is insane. Yeah.
That game's dead already anyways, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, real quick, an announcement. The Vaping Viking has not said a goddamn word in this stream, except these words. He said, "For your high-quality tech vlogs, thanks." I've been helping him. I've been helping him set up his PC. I gave him a list of shit to buy because he's going to start streaming, and you should all go follow him on Twitter and on, of course, Twitch TV. And so yeah, I've been helping him with videos as well as, you know, lists, shit like that, of course. And I've shouted him out. Go follow him now. But also, accompanying that thank you for my high quality tech vlogs, and of course they are high quality, there was a note, a C note, nay, 2 C notes. Now, what is a C note? That means 100 United States dollars. And there were 2 of them. Quick math, 2 times 100 is 200 United States dollars. Jesus, dude. Viking. Wow. That was a very high commission rate for a couple 30-second Instagram direct message videos. Boy, what would my rate be per hour there? Pretty good. About in Jeff Bezos territory. Viking, $200, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. I am deeply honored, humbled, and privileged, dude. That is a very thick donation, sir. Yeah. And your setup looks great, by the way. I've told you that, but I'll say it again. And make sure you guys follow him. His streams are going to be interesting. I'm not 100% sure what exactly he's going to do, but it's going to be different. I can tell you that right now, because he's not looking for subs. He might be looking to give them away. I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on, but it's going to be both fun and exciting. So Viking, I very sincerely appreciate your very generous donation, dude. That is a lot of United States dollars, and I greatly appreciate it, brother. And I'm also, by the way, glad that you did not burn your entire house down in that epoxy fiasco. That was not great to hear about, but once again, glad you're alive. The table looks great now. The desk, the L-shaped desk. We'll call it.
It is an L. It is an L, dude.
Okay, we'll call it that.
What's yours?
Mine's a J, but his is it might be an L.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, seriously, thank you, brother. I am deeply grateful for that support. Now and in the past, you've been very gracious, very generous, and I appreciate you, dude. Thank you, brother. And once again, remember to follow him on Twitter as well, too. The Vaping Viking. See, Viking's a smart man. Same handle everywhere. So go follow him. And by the way, also Viking, if that wasn't enough, 2 gifty boys. Let's fucking go. Viking, thank you, sir. I love you, man. I am deeply appreciative, dude. Thank you. Fucking nuts. Fucking insane. And thank you for helping out Tanner as well when he was filling in. He needed
brother.
He needed the moral support. So
yeah.
Much love, dude. Thank you.
He didn't even say anything though, dude. He just dropped it on me too. He didn't even say a word.
Yep. Yeah.
It was some support though. It was support.
It
indeed.
was an amount of support. Yeah.
An amount of support. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Viking. I love you, man. Much appreciated, dude. Now let's move on in light of this bounty we've been blessed with this evening. Thank you, dude. This one is unfortunately, this is going to be much less exciting for me than what just transpired, but new Activision job listing states that Warzone is coming to mobile. Okay. So apparently, there was some job posting for an executive producer for features for Warzone Mobile. And I don't know. Basically, there was a job posting that seems to be legit for an executive producer of features for a mobile battle royale game, Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. The job listing has since been taken down, of course, but a lot of people have reported this, and it seems to be legit. It was on Activision's website, in fact, which again, they've since taken down. Or it's been filled. So, Tanner, Warzone Mobile. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think all mobile games are fucking terrible, but obviously they're extremely popular. I don't know why. I don't know how people do it, frankly. I don't understand it. I don't have a game installed on my phone, and I hardly ever have, because they're awful. They're disgusting. Yep. But there's a lot of people out there that all they can afford is their phone, and they play a lot of mobile games.
True.
Or like if you're on a long flight, you have nothing better to do. Like, oh, okay, I'll play a mobile game. Well, hey, it's not going to work very well anyways because the Wi-Fi shit. But just an example. So I don't care about this at all. Couldn't care less, actually. But it's good for those mobile gamers because the Call of Duty mobile game has like more content than Modern Warfare does, actually. So
absolutely, yeah.
I mean, they have Nuketown.
Probably looks better
to
too.
start with.
I bet you could see people in COD Mobile.
They have a Nuketown.
Oh yeah, they have Nuketown. Yeah.
So
they have a lot of shit I wish we had. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something I never thought of that they would add as Warzone Mobile, but it makes complete sense now.
Yeah.
That I see it. So.
Yeah, like you said, I couldn't care less. I do think it's cool though because there are a lot of mobile gamers. I think a lot of them too are people who live in like bullshit countries where there's not that much disposable income around. So they might have like a pretty nice cell phone, but they can't afford a fucking Xbox or gaming PC. So it's cool that they're going to get some shit like a game, a pretty good game, probably better than actual Warzone. So I think that's cool for sure. And of course, even if it's that, it's for other people as well. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care. Yeah. Also for you Xbox players, there is a sale on every Call of Duty game for Xbox right now. MDub, for example, is listed at $60. It's on sale for $39. It's actually an Activision sale, so every Activision game.
Don't buy it.
Don't buy it, yeah. But so it's a sale for every Activision game on the Xbox store, whatever. And that includes all the Call of Duty games. So they're all on sale. BO4 Digital Deluxe retails at $100. It's $40. Also, don't buy it, but if you wanted to, it's there. So just wanted to point that out to you guys.
Any zombies on sale we could buy?
No.
Come on, bro.
No.
You serious, dude? Come on. It's your problem, bro.
And then last little news item here. PS5. Release date, November 12th in the good countries. And then November 19th, in the rest of the world. So US, Japan, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, and South Korea comes out on the 12th. Everywhere else the 19th. We also have pre-orders going live tomorrow at select retailers. And the
GameStop's
PS5
live right now.
Oh, interesting. Good to know. And the PS5, by the way, is also cheap as shit. Just like the Xbox and just like the new Nvidia cards. PS5 regular ass edition, $500. Digital edition, $400.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Great pricing.
Great pricing. Super cheap. I don't know what the technical specs are, and I can't stress this enough. I don't care. But I do like that it's so cheap. It's actually really cool.
Yeah. Spec-wise, on paper, the Xbox looks better. But PlayStation is just more popular, it seems, or at least they have the vocal majority and shit talk Xbox users. But on paper, the Xbox definitely has better specs. The like the regular
Interesting
one, not like the digital. But also the Xbox has the one that's only $300. So you can get a console for $299.99. That's pretty fucking good.
That's cheap, dude. Yeah.
Like we've said it a million times, gaming is so mainstream right now. Another thing to note, if you're planning on picking up one of these consoles, pre-order it. Tech like this is flying off the shelves. You don't want to end up being that person that didn't get the pre-order in time or just thought, oh, I'll just go buy it on Black Friday. Hey, this has been a crazy year. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
they may fulfill pre-orders.
Bored, so people are buying games a ton. Yeah.
Yeah, people are realizing, like, oh, I need something else to do.
Yeah.
So hey, just pre-order it if you want it, because who knows? they could end up being out of stock for 2 months or something after the pre-orders are sold out and the system actually launches. So
yeah. Yep.
If you want it, get it now.
And pre-orders are basically live. By the time most of you hear this, they will be live. So just Google around and figure it out. Buy a PC, but if you're dumb, then pre-order one of these consoles. So keep that in mind.
And also, by the time this goes live, the new NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080
will
be released.
Tell us about that. You getting one or what?
I'm gonna get one. Yeah. So the benchmarks came out today. It's pretty much as I expected, as everyone expected. NVIDIA didn't lie. They claimed up to double the performance as an RTX 2080, which when that released last year, they were $800 or something, $700. And this one for the Founders Edition NVIDIA, $699. So they claimed double the performance, which is actually surprisingly, shockingly, somehow true in a lot of titles. But that's at 4K. So at 4K, the difference of this card compared to the previous gen, in certain games, it was a 90% increase.
It's
crazy. Insane. So if you're playing on 4K for some unknown reason, I don't know why you would be unless you're a boomer.
I don't know why you're listening to this podcast if you play any game on 4K.
Yeah. But if you're playing on 4K, this card is, or any of the new cards, the 3090 will probably be very good for 4K as well, is almost a must because the previous cards weren't really optimized for this. So 4K is going to be nuts. 1440 is going to be really good as well. They were seeing increases of like up to 40%, more like 25 to 30%. So the 1080p, which is what we're playing on, the increases aren't anything crazy. I mean, it's still better. Hey, it's still a lot better. But at some point, you're not just going to get higher frame rates, like just because you buy a 3080 or a 3090 doesn't mean you're going to load into Warzone and get 400 frames. It doesn't work that way. The game has limitations. Your computer has limitations. The way they develop the game make it so no matter what processor you have on the market right now, that is going to end up restricting you.
Yeah.
That will hold you back. I don't care if you have a $4,000 Threadripper. That literally is the case. So that these GPUs are so fast and overpowered for 1080p gaming that no CPU can keep up with that because their frequency counts aren't high enough. So,
however, I would guess that these cards handle ray tracing a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So if you compare the 2080 Ti to a 3080 with ray tracing on, the difference is probably a lot. The delta is probably a lot bigger than 20 or 30% or whatever we've been seeing. Because the 20 series cards, they're the first series with ray tracing, and they're no one uses ray tracing because it doesn't work. Like, it's too much of a performance hit. So I would imagine these 30 series cards, if you want to be a ray trace Andy, are a way to go even if you're at 1080.
Yeah.
So that's something also to consider.
But yeah, that's another thing to note. Like you're saying, is all the benchmarks today, they're comparing on these charts a 2080 Ti compared to a 3080. The 3080 is $700. The 2080 Ti are $1,400, $1,300, something in that range. Yeah. So they're basically double the price, and this is way better performance. So the fact they're even comparing the two is crazy. So don't be one of those people that's going to say, oh, the new 3080s are out. The 3070s are coming out next month. Oh, I'll buy a 20 series card because they're cheaper. They're not going to be. You literally are going to pay more for it and get less performance.
Way less, yeah.
Than a 30 series. Yeah. So don't do that. Unless you're buying a 2080 Ti used for like $300, then sure, go for it. $400, sure, go for it. But just don't overpay for those things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to pick one up tomorrow.
Are there going to be like EVGA cards tomorrow?
Yes. EVGA won't have their FTW3 version, which I was going to get. It's got a lot of the like RGB lighting. I think it has better cooling too, but it's like $900, dude. I'm like, if I'm gonna spend that much,
Get a 3090.
then I may as well, or wait until like a 3080 Ti were to come out or something, you know, if that does come out, which we don't know.
Yeah.
So So I'm gonna try to get one of the EVGA card. I'm gonna get probably the I think it's called the XC3. They're like between like 700 and 749.
Okay.
So maybe on Saturday we'll see.
We'll fucking
Maybe I'll
see.
be using one.
I'm excited to see how it performs in this game.
Yeah. I don't expect anything crazy.
It just sucks because you're gonna force me to buy a 3090 because my tech always has to be better.
Well, I also bought a Shure SM7B. So what are you gonna do about that?
True.
You stupid bitch.
Well, the vaping Viking may have helped me out a little bit. So
yeah.
So we'll keep that in
Certainly.
mind.
Yes, actually, certainly did.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Halfway there.
Or a fuck ton. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so real quick, Jake Squatch with the Submarino, 4 months, dude. You love to see it. Squatchy boy. Been around for a minute now, dude. Thank you, brother. Honored, humbled, and privileged. I appreciate the ongoing support, young man. Thank you, dude. And Blackbeard, a new frog, whom I've never seen in the chat, who did give me a nice little offline sub himself, and an offline gifty boy, has gifted 2 more. Let's fucking go. You love to see it. Blackbeard7212. Too many numbers. Reduce it. But also, thank you for the support, dude. Thank you for the 2 gifty boys. I'm honored, humbled, and privileged. And of course, I appreciate you. Thank you, dude. So that is it for us for news. Now, luckily, I'm happy to report we have some iTunes reviews to go over today. And the first one is from Falon Barrios. Never heard that name. Interesting. Give It a Shot is the title of this review. A true podcast made for fans of the Call of Duty franchise. Okay, good start. 5-star review, by the way. If you want your review read on the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast, I'll read it. I don't care what it says as long as it's written with a 5 stars in mind. The Dropshot is adroitly, that's a college word, unapologetic with comedic commentary. The duo shows no mercy and truthfully brings out the faults of the game, yet gives praise where it's due. Okay. From air horns to signature one-liners, the host negs... like the fucking pickup community. The host negs his audience and creates a vibrant community all while recording live. True. With useful tips and insightful theories, you get a feel for these guys' passion of the game and can learn from a real gamer's perspective. Okay. I like this review. Well, Felon. Felon? I wonder if it's pronounced felon. Thank you for the 5-star review. I appreciate it, dude. Very kind words. I like adroitly as well. That's a college word. And then this next one is from Blake.iosdev. Okay. Not a change it if he works at Apple. Change a career, maybe, but not the name. Great pod, one suggestion to listeners. Okay. Interesting. Great podcast with a healthy mix of information and comedy. True. One suggestion to other listeners. Put the speed at 1.5x. Okay. I tried it and will never go back to the 1x commoner speed. I like the use of commoner there. I like the use of that. Also follow Nukerman_ON. Absolutely change that. NUKERMAN_. Oh, that's it. That's the name. Yeah, this is so bad.
Such a change it.
The biggest fucking change it I've ever seen. Okay. So NUKERMAN_. And that's the end of the name. Don't ever end your name in an underscore. God, it makes... Nukerman's also terrible. So if you could remove the underscore, don't. Just scrap it. And let's go back to the drawing board. Do not... Nukerman, change it. On Twitch TV. For above average gameplay. Okay. Well, Nukerman. Thank you for the analytics, you stupid bitch. And once again, if you write a review with a rating of 5 stars on iTunes, I'll read it. Beg for money, plug your Twitch. I don't give a fuck. Just do it. And that's it. So, Tanner, go live now. Let's get some games in. And I'm just going to wrap it up here. I'm just going to wrap it up, dude. What else do we have here? Naza with the gifted sub. Let's fucking go, dude. Hell yes. Naza, thank you, dude. I am honored, humbled, and privileged, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you, brother. Much love. Much obliged. Much obliged. I appreciate it. And welcome back, by the way. And now, let's just end this pod. We're going to go game over on Tanner's channel, but first, I would love to remind Tanner to mute his goddamn microphone, first of all. I would love that. And then second of all, I would love to remind you that the best way to support us, besides listening, of course, is to join the Patreon. 4 bonus episodes per month. A lot of content, by the way, for the low price of $5 United States dollars per month. Super simple. We get the most money that way. It goes to both of us directly with only one payment from you, and you get the most out of it. 4 bonus eps. Great value. Patreon.com/thedropshot. One word. So simple. Go there now. Sign up. If you have $5 to spend on this shit podcast, do it there first. You get the most out of it. We get the most out of it. Period. After that, if you want to sub on Twitch, great. But do it on Patreon first. It's better. Period. For you and for us. Patreon.com/thedropshot. We also have other perks available. See the website for details. There are some other goodies you could opt into over there. Remember to follow me on Twitter at Razinon, Twitch at twitch.tv/Razinon, Instagram, RazinontTV. Tanner, where can we find you?
Twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot. Twitter at Tanner Dropshot.
Okay. Give him a follow over there. And if you have Amazon Prime, link it to your Twitch account. Give Tanner a Twitch Prime sub. It is free once a month with your Amazon Prime subscription because you've already paid for it. It is included in the price of your Amazon Prime subscription. It's free for you. Link it, send it. Rate us 5 stars on iTunes and tell your dumb fuck friends about us. You can also find me on YouTube. Find us on YouTube. Search for Razinon or The Dropshot. Full episodes with video are on the YouTube, as well as clips of the show for you to share with aforementioned dumb fuck friends to convince them to get scammed. And then we also have gameplay breakdowns, which are obviously not in the podcast feed. So those require video. We put them on the YouTube. They are very popular amongst the Dropshot community. We have 2 merch stores with a bunch of merch. You find those in the show notes. Shirts, t-shirts, phone cases, etc. Of course, join the fucking Discord. It is extremely vibrant. I mean, it's never been as poppin' as it is right now. And it's only going to get bigger. Get in on the action. Link is in the description. And last, of course, not least, a special thank you to our Damascus patrons. Mr. Salmonella, Jay Pritch, Slivovitz, Jake Down, Zerosio, Rainman, Sandstoner, Tequila Sir Rockingbird, Face Esquire, Gift Curse, Adam H, Stiff Hambone, change it, Jimmy M, Von Trapp, Aussie Menace, Vester, Godadote, Josh V, Yep Buddy, okay, Civ, Young Douglas, Famous Werekid, biggest change it we've ever had, Sly, Dr. J Webb, Patrick C, Derek R, Wade M, It's the Pickle, That Dirty Clap, I like it, don't change it, Chase H, Killa Cam, Pre-Shock, Garrett S, Michael C, Jada Pinkett Smith, and an extra double special thank you with brownies and a Marachin cherry. What's it called, Tanner?
Maraschino. I have the real ones, by the way, from
Steve
Italy.
Mnuchin cherry. Read a book. to our one and only Obsidian patron. And he gave some extra love tonight. Some. The Vaping Viking, the Dropshot Patriarch. Viking, thank you, as always, for the continued support, and especially, particularly this evening. That was a lot of money. You did not have to send that for my dumb tech vlogs, but I'll take it, and I'm glad. So thank you, sir. So now we're going to go get some games in. It's been a while since I've played Warzone, and I'm very excited. Stay tuned. We're going to raid Tanner. Thank you all for watching. Have an excellent evening, young kings. And as always, remember, stay humble.
Stay humble.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe, because in addition to full episodes like this, we've also got clips from the show, as well as gameplay breakdowns and more on the channel. The show is streamed live on twitch.tv/Razinon every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So give us a follow over there, make sure to turn on notifications, and you can chat with us live during the podcast. And of course, we are available wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for the Dropshot on your favorite podcast app and make sure to give us a follow. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. And as always, remember, stay humble.